Good morning, everyone. My name is Julia Arzu, and I will be presenting a presentation that is very near and dear to my heart because it's a research that I have been following for the last few years, and it encompasses all of my passion, which is culture, the environment, and art. And so now I'm going to begin my presentation from field to craft, the Maya people's gendered relations with the Jipijapa palm in San Jose Village, Belize. So our story begins in San Jose Village, that is in the Toledo District, that is nestled in the heart of the forest near the Colombian River Forest Reserve. So San Jose is the home to the Mopan Maya indigenous group, and it has a population of over 1,000 people. The major economic activity within the community is cacao farming. They do dabble in ecotourism from time to time, but it's not the prominent income generator within the community. So you have been hearing me talking about the Jipijapa palm. So what in the world is the Jipijapa palm? So the Jipijapa palm is a native species to the Central and South American region, and it ranges all the way from Mexico to Bolivia. But in Belize, the Jipijapa palm only grows within a certain region, which is the southern district of Toledo, which makes it quite special. So the Jipijapa palm loves to grow in clusters, and it loves moist or wet soils, and it grows mostly in disturbed areas such as forest or agricultural fields, and so it thrives in high sunlight. And particularly in San Jose, it grows abundantly within the month of January and February. And the Mopan Maya people have a phrase that says, whenever there's a new moon, there's a new shoot. So the plant can grow or pop a new shoot, a new leaf within 15 to 30 days. And what's incredible about the Jipijapa palm is that the Maya people utilize every single part of it. So from the roots to the shoots, to the stem, to the pods and the leaves, everything is used, nothing is wasted. So if we would go in San Jose right now and take a walk in the forest, this is how a Jipijapa palm would look. Now, the community of San Jose has an intricate relationship with the Jipijapa palm, and there are three primary values that they placed on it. There's the ecological value, there's the cultural value, and there's the economic value of the Jipijapa palm. So when I say ecological, I just mean how animals use the palm. Animals mostly use it for food, and they help to disperse the palm. So within San Jose, men and women use the plant within their work. And as I mentioned before, agricultural farming is a major part of the Maya community in San Jose. The Jipijapa stems are used as straps to help men when they're carrying heavy loads such as firewood or the Jipijapa pods from their farms back home. And so what they would do is they would cut the stem of the largest Jipijapa leaf that they could find, because a Jipijapa leaf can grow up to 12 feet high. And they would chop off the mature leaf and leave only the stem, and they would cut the stem vertically and then use their thumb to remove the innards, which would leave them with kind of like a string or a rope-like material. And then this string is what they would use to fasten the firewood or whatever load they have to carry, and carry it on their shoulder, like how this person here is carrying the pods back home for his wife. And women, they would use the Jipijapa leaves, the mature leaves, to weave hand fans to fan the flames of their fire hearth whenever they're cooking, or when they're making tamales. As you can see here in the picture, they would use the Jipijapa leaf to tie around the tamales to fasten it. And the community also use it for food. So if you look at the top left corner here at this image where you can see these white shoots, those are the shoots of the Jipijapa palm. And the community would use that to create meals. So there are 3 popular dishes within the community, although different people cook it different ways. The most 3 popular ones are fried Jipijapa, is up here. So what they do, they would boil the Jipijapa, chop it up, and then fry it in oil, some onions with some cilantro and tomato, and season it to taste with pepper, and it's super good. And they would eat it with corn tortillas. And here at the bottom, it says caldo Jipijapa. It's pretty much Jipijapa soup, and it serves a corn tortilla or a bowl of thick rice. The third option is called lancha, which is pretty much just steamed Jipijapa served with chicken and corn tortillas. But I ate my lancha before I could take a picture of it, and I am so sorry. But it was so good. And the other way how people use the Jipijapa is within craft creation. Now this one is more of an economic generator rather than a part of their cultural value or their intangible cultural heritage. If you would look at number 1, the process would start at the harvesting of the Jipijapa. So there are 2 types of leaves that the artisans would harvest. The first one would be the pods that have not unflared as yet, because those are the leaves that they will process and turn into the white straws. And then the second type of leaf that they would need is the mature leaves that hasn't flared open, because those, once processed, would turn into the brown straws. So after looking for the particular leaf that they would need, they would step 2, collect it and transport it back home. Step 3, they would start to clean the Jipijapa leaves. So these ones here, they're cleaning the mature leaves and the pods. And so what they're doing is they're removing the hard parts or the mid ribs of the leaves so that it will become flimsy. The light yellow leaves, which are the pods, then be boiled in hot water for about 30 minutes. And then it would be removed from the hot water and placed in a pan with cold water or lukewarm water to sit overnight. The next day, it would be removed from the water and left in the sun dry. And once it dries in the sun, it would become white straws. Now, the green mature leaves follow the same process, except it's not boiled. And after it's been cleaned, the artisan would just leave it in the shade to hang, and it would become the dark straws. So these are just some of the examples of the various crafts that the women in San Jose have made. Because San Jose is all the way up or in the mountains, artisans, they do not have the economic freedom to always go to Punta Gorda or other tourist destinations to sell their craft. So what happens is you have the retailers. Now the retailers are sometimes other indigenous people who come into the community from other communities to buy from the women in San Jose. And they would buy the craft and resell them in major tourist destinations. And that's how the women, they would sell their craft. Now, honestly, you would think this is a relatively decent industry. But the fact of the matter is the artisans do not always get the most for their craft. So let's say, for example, a small craft would cost, or the retailer would want to buy like a small basket for $5. But when they go to a tourist destination like Placencia, the retailer would sell that basket for about $15 US, which is about $30 Belize. So the artisan is making $5 Belize, and the retailer, who didn't put in as much work, is making $30 Belize. So like the amount of money that the artisan who invests all the time to make the craft isn't making as much as retailer, which shows like there's a disparity within the industry, and artisans aren't getting the most from their work. So like that is one of the challenges that we have seen arise within the craft creation production. So craft creation production is an industry that the women have carved for themselves within the tourism industry, because it allows them to work from home as well as generate or find an alternative way to generate income for themselves. Now, both women and men are involved within the craft creation production, but we see a higher level of involvement from men within the harvesting and transportation stages. But before I continue with this, I just want to say that men and women, they work together cohesively to produce the craft. So although I have these figures based on, these percentages based on the interviewees, the truth of the matter is people step in along the chain where they are needed. So they work cohesively together despite what these figures say. And so we could see that this craft creation production industry is highly dominated by women. Despite the intricate relationship and the economic development that women are having from it, it is being threatened by globalized changes. So in 2024, we had a month-long drought as well as a wildfire that was raging rampant within the Toledo District. And these droughts and these wildfires decreased the amount of Jipijapa within San Jose as well as other villages. As you could see, the Jipijapa craft production only exists within the context of tourism. And when the pandemic came, it shows how fragile the Jipijapa craft production was, because women were not able to sell any craft. It was definitely stagnated. But now that we're coming out of the pandemic, there has been higher demands by tourism for the Jipijapa craft, because tourists want a souvenir that reminds them of Belize, but it also has an intricate relationship with the indigenous people. And so there have been higher demands for it. But as I previously said, climate change has decreased the amount of resources that the indigenous people have available to them. Despite these difficulties, the Mopan Maya people of San Jose still aspire to build a better future for themselves with the Jipijapa palm. And so culturally, they're saying we need to preserve this relationship that we have with the Jipijapa palm, because it's a part of our intangible cultural heritage. And so we have to pass it on to our children, not just the girls, but also the boys. And so they have started initiatives to incorporate Jipijapa craft creation as a part of the arts and craft initiative in their primary school. As well as some farmers are saying that we need to have better farming practices. So because our Jipijapa was lost, we need to regrow them on our farms, in our yards, or in our forests. And we have to start to think about incorporating other forms of farming, sustainable practices. For example, agroforestry, because although slash and burn is a good traditional practice, climate change has changed the context in which it could be done properly, because it's getting harder. We can't control the fires anymore. So instead of burning things, we could move towards agroforestry, which is a safer practice. And we could even incorporate crop rotation, because it would allow the areas where we've previously harvested to replenish itself while we move on to other regions. Some artisans were saying, well, the pandemic had shown us how fragile this whole system is, and we're not really getting the most for our money. So why don't we export our craft? Why don't we go internationally? We don't know how we're going to do it, but these are just the aspirations that we have. And some other members said, well, if we're going to export, we need to be technologically connected. So we need better internet, better signal. And this might help us increase the amount of tourist visitation. And if tourists visit, then we'll need better infrastructure such as guest houses and gift shops to showcase our craft. And if we're going to showcase our craft, then that means everyone in the village have to work together cohesively. So we have to determine our selling price so that we don't compete against each other and everyone have equal access. And that's my presentation. Thank you so much.